Yow! Yo! What's up, TPL fans? It's your boy Dashing here to bring you the highlights from Week 6. Without further ado, let's get on with it. So the MVP goes to Haseen's performance. Damn, this is like Haseen's third week in a row getting MVP. Let's check out the game and see how that went. I think he's facing against Jesse here. They lead Lele and Lop. Lop gets sacked to the Moonblast, revealing Lele is scarfed. Ninetales comes out, takes a Moonblast, sets up Veil. Moonblast is still free here, just in case the Ninetales wanted to stick around. Get some chip on the Typhlosion, reducing its potential eruption a bit. But he goes Max Flare on the Pyuku. Now the max overgrowth, like Solar Beam, is so obvious here. He makes a read, takes it on the Thundi, and he should switch out to the Pyuku, reading the max flare. Perfectly played by Haseen so far. Even resisted, that still did a shit ton of damage. Holy shit. Goes for a Fire Blast, Pyuku can just recover off that, and he is able to waste a lot of the turns from the Veil. Get Pyuku in a nice healthy HP. He goes to Arceus and doubles back into Ninetales. Very interesting. I wonder why he did that. If it was just a misclick or what. But yeah, it didn't really make that much sense to me. Maybe he wanted to scout for like a Toxic or something. But I don't know why you would go to Arceus anyway. It just didn't make any sense. So Ninetales is gonna be taking out to the Toxic. I think Toxic is free here to scout the switch out, which Haseen perfectly does. So a lot of his mons are on a timer now. He just sacks the Ninetales here. Try to get what remaining turns he has from the what do you call this? From the screen. He keeps doubling out to Raikou, which I don't really know why he's doing that. It doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, Raikou's able to take down the Pyuku, and I guess that's because Turtonator is in a position where he wants to be. He goes for a smash here. I'll just hold up here. I think when you went for the Vault Switch here, the best mon you could have gone to would be maybe the Mens, because there's a good chance you are still faster than the Torn or the Tortonator after a +2, especially if you're like a fast set. But he's probably not fast, that's why he went to Typhlosion there. Interesting. He goes for EQ here, revealing that Typhlosion is faster. And he just smashes again. Guaranteed he's gonna outspeed everything now. So his best chance now is to have like extreme speed on the Raikou as well as the Arceus. Arceus comes out. He goes max here, and I guess because of the max, even if he had extreme speed, he would be, out of range of that. And he's just able to sweep Jesse there. So that's like 5 kills for Turtonator. Holy shit. It's like, this is like 3 weeks and Turtonator has like 17 kills out of 3 weeks. That's fucking crazy. Holy shit. Alright. Now I didn't wanna do my girl CC dirty like that. So CC does get MVP as well. For this week, I just went for the fake out just to screw with her a little. So yeah, this is CC versus Reagan, the mirror match we've all been waiting for, even from the start of the league. And I was really surprised that they were placed in the same bracket, so they had to face each other, which is really I don't know if that was intentional by the admins there, but it is what it is. So yeah. They lead Vanillux and Mega Latios. Switches to Dialga. Does he set up screens? Yep. Dead screens, goes Blastoise. So knowing how predictable Reagan plays, he's just gonna go for a smash here on the Dragon Balls. Yep. Zero prep for Reagan for the screens. Goes for an Aura Sphere there. Takes out the Dialga. Latios falls to the Ice Beam. And then she probably has like a water move for, for like a third coverage. Yep, water move. So those are like the attack sets of the Venusaur. Or sorry, the Blastoise. So as you can see there, she could have just went Volcanion right away and didn't have to sack like 3 months in the process. But it is what it is, it's Reagan. She's really inexperienced when it comes to those things. Goes for Flamethrower. Now at this point, CZ is trying her hardest to get like the 6-0. Like, give me the 6-0. I need to be in the video. And she gets crit. Sheer Force Life Orb crit on the Lucario prevents her from getting the 6-0. Very unfortunate there. If it was me, if I had to choose like between this game and the Hasin's game, it's actually very tough. It's very tough to choose if I had to choose one, cause for one thing, she did get crit. That's why she didn't get the 6-0, which I get. But you're also fighting Reagan, so that's something to say, So yeah, we'll just give both of them MVP this week, and our tech of the week is gonna go to Aucan. So let's check out the game, see what Aucan did there. So they lead Flapple versus the Klefki. Interestingly enough, I had to look at the stats here, and it looks like Aucan didn't bring his Maxmon. Sets up rocks on the Marshadow, goes Bulk Up here. Gets a Dazzling Gleam off, taking out a shit ton of damage. Unfortunately, I think this is James, and James is not aware of Wigglytuff's typing, which is very surprising. One of the biggest misplays we've seen for this season at least. Switches out to Swampert, takes the Gleam, and Wigglytuff is putting the finest of work right now. Takes a Liquidation on a Wish. Is gonna switches out to Gastro on the Bulk Up. So good read there, going for the Bulk Up, but not really attacking. So you don't really get to use or take advantage of the Bulk Up. Maybe throwing out an EQ there would have been better. Goes for an Acid Armor on the Goodra. So the Goodra is the Maxmon, and it's gonna be interesting how this is gonna play out. Acid Armor Body Press set. So is this like a Sleep Talk set? Probably. Goes Dazzling Gleam, takes some damage, reveals Lefties. Alright, so it's max defense right now, taking Gleams. I don't think he wants to, or I don't think he's trying to keep Wigglytuff at a high HP. He just wants to like get as much damage on the Goodra. Like end the encounter here with as much damage on the Goodra. Goes out to Mosa. And if it's a physical Mosa, you're not really gonna break the Goodra. Even Triple Axel does, I don't know, 30, maybe less, like 25 damage. So yeah, this Goodra's gonna take a while before it falls down. You should just go. He goes Flapple on an Outrage. I think best thing to do there was just go to the Lati, unless you didn't have like a Dragon move there. Which why wouldn't you have a Dragon move? Misses the Outrage but gets the Body Press there. Maybe just going for the rest there would have been best, but it works out for him. Huge misplays from Aucan here, but and James is able to take advantage of that. Goes for defog, removing his rocks. So that's one of the worst plays I've made. 0 sense there. It's like he's trying to throw at this point. Takes a nice B. Maybe he thought, defog wakes Mons up. I don't know. Some Latino tech. Switches out to Melmetal on the triple axle. Okay, some good plays there. Reveals to be Life Orb. Melmetal has lefties. So here's the tech. He actually reveals to have it's a sub Melmetal set, which is really good versus this Klefki in particular. He can go for the bash. That's a good 64%. Goes for protect, gets some lefties recovery back on the reflect. I think at this turn, his best move was just to go for like a sub again, predicting the foul play. That way he wouldn't be paralyzed. But it doesn't really matter much in this game. He's EV to live the foul play or live 2 foul plays, or live the foul play behind the sub, which is very good for him. This is a huge turn. He actually crits the Iron Bash. I didn't really take note of how many sleep turns the Gudra had, but yeah, that was really huge. Really huge turn. And you could say that it was just a matter of time, right? Eventually you would get that anyway. Especially with 2 hits every turn. So yeah, he gets the Toxic of the Swampert. Swampert goes Liquidation on the Protect. And this Melmetal is a nuisance, right? He goes for the bash. Takes out Cincino. Swampert is getting chipped out by the poison. He could have just gone for protect there, but he just goes for the bash just to end the game sooner. I guess he didn't go for the bash there just in case he EQ'd. He wanted to preserve the 4-0. Goes for protect, and Swampert's gonna fall to poison. Amazing plays in the late game, but yeah, prep wise there was some messed up plays there, especially with the Flapple and the Mega Latios not having a dragon move. It was like a 10% Gudra and he couldn't even KO it. So some messed up plays there, but he was able to pull it back with the Melmetal sweep. We haven't seen one of those. I think Melmetal is one of the most underrated mons we have in the format. So seeing it get 4 kills this game is very uncommon, right? It's something to behold, basically. Alright. And our match of the week is gonna be Juan versus David. Alright, let's check out the game and see how that went. So they lead Necrozma on the K-Black. So I am very familiar with K-Black. I used it last season and did a shit ton of work. He goes sub DD, very interesting. Goes for a Nightshade. Nightshade won't be enough to break that. But he reveals to be Haze, which I think is something David should have prepped for. He could have just attacked there. He goes for a sub again, and Corsola's gonna go Haze. So basically he lost a good 50% of his HP getting nothing done. One of the poorest plays I've seen from like a K-Black user. It's somewhat disappointing, I would say. You could have done so much more damage than that. But it is what it is. Goes for a Dazzling Gleam. This goes for an attack here. He makes a read there, thinking he would go back to the what do you call this, Corsola. And because he already revealed the 4 moves, he doesn't have any form of recovery. So K-Black is kinda, useless in the game. It can still outspeed some mons, like I think 3 of them, but yeah. He's probably gonna use it as a sack fodder here. So just to Wigglytuff, revealing Spectre. Maybe a Will-O-Wisp there would have been better. That would have done good status to a lot of his mons, but he just goes for Shadow Ball. Heavy Slam on the Corsola knocks it out. Urshifu comes in, goes for a sub as he goes for body press. I think sub was a horrible play there. There was no reason for him to like switch out. And he takes a chunk from body press. So yeah, he could have just went for the bulk up straight there. And but I don't think that would have helped much. He would still fall to like 2 body presses there. But yeah, it is what it is. Raichu comes out, goes for a max lightning here. Does 32. He should just go for like max lightnings here, or if he has like a move like Dark Pulse, something like that, to like lower the speed F of the Umbreon, that could work too. But he's actually going for a max bug, which actually does less damage than just going for the electric move, since you know it's stab and terrain boosted. So yeah, he actually reveals to be, what do you call that move? Rising Voltage this turn, which should do a shit ton of damage. But since the terrain already expired, he just goes for Focus Blast. Knowing he could not end the encounter favorably there, he just switches out to Necrozma. Goes for Signal Beam. I think a knockoff there would have been good as well to like remove the lefties if he had one, or if he had like the set. So yeah, he goes for a Wish, and he just tries to Wish Stall this this Necrozma. Goes for Protect, switches out to Wigglytuff. Goes for Foul Play. Aggron comes back, goes for a Wish. So, despite the poor plays in the early game, he is in a very good position here. He's able to wish back the... I'm talking about... who's this? David. Still has 6 months that are fairly healthy, right? Compared to like 4 months where Necrozma is already basically dead. The Wigglytuff switch is very obvious, but he reveals Hyper Beam. So some fire tech there with the Hyper Beam. But yeah, he just goes for a T-Wave there. And he actually should have went for just another Hyper Beam there. To take out the Wigglytuff or any of the other mons coming in. But you know, I'd probably be conservative about it as well. So I don't really blame him for that. And it's probably the better play as well. So he goes for a Steel Spike, takes out the Wigglytuff. Max Rock takes out the Raichu, and Max Air. And it looks like it's gonna be a 4-0 win for David here. Garchomp comes out, hits Stone Edge, goes for a Dragon Claw, does some damage. He goes for a Dual Wing Beat. And something to notice there, no Rough Skin reveals he is Sandvale. So you have to play that a certain way. Goes for Dragon Claw there. Misses the Foul Play. So obviously the right play to do there was just to like Wish Stall the Garchomp there. And try to, you know, have him run out of PP, because it appears it's probably like a Scarf set from what it looks like. But yeah, at this point, I was kind of hyped. I was ready to see like the Hyper Beam from Regieleki, but he doesn't have it. And Garchomp is able to win. An amazing game. I mean, there was some bad plays there, but you know, reverse sweeps are always fun to see, especially in cases like this from the perspective of Juan. He was pretty hopeless, you know. There was a lot of ways David could have won that in the end game. Well, the main one was, you know, if the foul play didn't miss. But because it did, you know, it opened an opportunity for, you know, the misprep there. Like, I don't know what set he had for the Regieleki, what other moves he had, because if he just had like electric moves with rapid spin, that kind of sucks. You would prefer to have at least screens, right? Have screens or just have the hyper beam. But yeah, he gets reverse sweeped here. That's gonna be the match of the week. So yeah, these are the highlights for week 6. If you like the content, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.